This is exactly what you'd see out around town, just a scaled down version. So, Andy, I'm gonna go ahead and, you wanna meter that? Okay guys, the trailer is coming hot. Okay, does anybody think this line's energized right now or hot? No. No? Andy or Nick, will you show them? Now what Nick has right there is an audible voltage sensor. As a lineman, we use that to go up to a power line and test it to make sure that there's either power on it or not, because we actually have to do work on these. Now Andy, will you show them another way that you can tell us energized? Trailer's coming hot. The way this trailer works is up on the hill we have a transformer just like this. You may see these in your backyard. Comes out of that transformer at 240 volts, follows this extension cord, where on the back of my trailer I have a switch box. And when I hit this button, it turns the switch on, comes in the bottom side of this transformer where it's converted back up to 7,200 volts, where it travels across, down, and turns my light bulb on. There's an orange piece of rubber. That's part of our protective devices we use when we work on the power lines. So when I hit this button, I'm going to energize the trailer. Andy, will you go ahead and touch that gut for me? As you can see, there's no arc until Andy slides off or something else causes a problem. We have what we call a fuse cutout. Now Andy's going to actually throw this in for you. This works. Anybody know what a breaker is in your house? What's a breaker?
It controls all the electricity in the house.
Yep, so if something goes wrong, it shuts off. Well, that's kind of what we have up here. So if you'll watch this right here, this is what happens if something goes bad. It actually blows the little link inside of it and swings open. Now as a lineman, if I see that, I know I have a problem. Now there's a couple other things that can cause this. Either, let's say a squirrel crawls up on top of that transformer and reaches up and touches the power line, it'll blow the fuse, or if this actually goes underground. As you can see, it's got aluminum in the middle and copper on the outside. This is an underground primary cable. This actually can handle 7,200 volts. And this actually can handle 115,000 volts. This is what we call a fuse arc. Okay, trailer ready to go, guys? Trailer's coming hot. Ooh. Now, a lot of times, people don't like being without power. We rely on power day in and day out. It heats our homes, it cools our homes, it helps us cook our food, video games, TV, pretty much everything we rely on nowadays, we use electricity. People are so reliant on it, they do silly things like this. As you can see, this extension cord has two male ends. This is what I call a suicide cord, aka lineman killer. Now earlier, when I was describing how this trailer works, a transformer doesn't care where it gets its voltage from. It can come in the high side at 7,200 volts and convert it down to 120, 240 volts. Also, if you can run 120 volts into the bottom side, it converts it right back up. That little generator is powering that overhead line, and to prove it, as you can see, it's still enough to pull an arc. It may not be as big, but like I said, it takes less than 1 amp for 1 second to kill a person. Okay, who out here likes to fly kites? I love flying kites. My daughter loves flying kites. Who thinks 7,200 volts can flow through that little kite string? You think so? Okay, if that light turns on, that means it'll flow through it. Okay, ready to rock? Okay, trailer's coming hot. Now when that light bulb turns on, that signified the trailer was energized at 7,200 volts, and it eventually burns in the clear. I'm going to go ahead and de-energize the trailer. Do you know what to do if you ever have a power line land on your car? Anybody want to take a guess?
Get out of it.
Get out of it?
Don't touch anything metal.
Don't touch anything metal. Anybody else want to take a guess?
Stay in your
Stay in the car. Best thing to do is stay in the car. Well, I tell you what, let's do a little experiment. I'm going to energize this trailer real quick. Now, these are rubber tires, just like every car has. Trailer's hot. Whoops. You hear that? Inside that tire, there's steel belts. Now it's coming on. Oh, is the shoe gonna make me a lot? Whoa, no it didn't. Same thing. That rubber on those shoes do not protect you. There is a special way to get out of the car. Okay, trailer's grounded. Now you remember how I told you earlier that electricity is always trying to find a path to ground. So let's imagine this is my car. I get out of my car, I put my foot down like this. Will I be okay? Yeah? No? This whole car is what I call energized. It's gonna travel through me, down my leg to the ground. Because it's always trying to find a path. So people say, okay, well I'll jump out of the car and I won't touch it. So I push myself away without touching the car. Am I okay now? See how my feet are? Imagine electricity like a ripple in the pond. You throw a rock in a pond, you know how it ripples it out? At the beginning, let's say you have, it's called step potential before I go too far. Let's say this ripple starts right here and works its way out. I have 7,000 volts here, 6,000, 5,000, 4,000, so on and so forth. Now, if I'm stepping like this, electricity is going to flow up one leg and down the other. Is when you push yourself away from the car, land with your feet together. Now you can either hop or you can shuffle, keeping your feet together. Now in your house, you have 240 volts. That will feed your ovens and your dryers and a couple bigger appliances. Now this is what 240 volts look like without a breaker. Okay, trailer's coming hot. That's what you have in your house. And remember, it takes less than 1 amp for 1 second. Next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna cook a hot dog. The water content of the hot dog is as close as we can get to the water content of our body. It depends on how old you are. Some's about 70%. The younger you are, the more water you have in your body. Okay. All right, Nick, you ready? Can you hear anything yet? Oh, there it goes. I'm gonna stand behind Andy because that thing likes to pop. I don't want to get hot dog all over me. Okay, who wants to see a hot dog in primary voltage, which is 7,200 volts? I do. Okay, you ready guys? Trailer's coming hot. Andy, you just want to go up there and touch it and I'll turn it on real quick? Ah, hot dog's not cooperating real well. Most of the time it just blows the whole tip of it off.